I almost quit. Before starting the brand, I knew nothing about it. So I thought over consuming YouTube videos would help, but it really didn't. It showed that there was a lot of work to it, and I thought I was prepared to do it at the beginning. I thought it was easy. I'd see their story, and I'd try to compare it to mine. And because on YouTube it looked easier, I thought in real life would be easier until I embarked on this journey and realized that there's a lot of work to go through. My first designs were okay. I deleted them because I really wasn't happy with them at first. I won't lie, but I deleted them because it was my first time designing, so I knew nothing about designing. I knew nothing about mood boards. I knew nothing about reference pieces or inspirations. I just saw clothing. Well, I watched YouTube videos and they didn't really touch on it, so I'm like, okay, I guess just just throw it out there. So yeah, my first designs were horrible. I I was laughing at them the other day. I was rushing to put things out there. I won't lie. I wanted to just throw it out there for the sake of people to see. Hey, he's doing it. Oh, hey. So I just made anything. So I needed to take a little break. I realized I want to put more effort into everything in terms of the whole business. So I was like, let me scratch everything and restart. I won't lie, I also was discouraged too because I saw how easy it was for people to pay, for people to design and to draw up markups and everything. My design process was kind of strange. There was a lot more work into it. I had to use different apps, so I was using Pinterest for references. And then from Pinterest, I'll go on a Paint app. I'll get the markup from Pinterest, go on a Paint app and design. So I was inspired by Louis Vuitton. All his designs that stick out. So I looked him up, I researched where he got his inspiration for his designs and just his brand in general. What I learned was to look in my life and see where my inspiration and motivation comes from. So the biggest things are my faith, fight, and fashion, old school fashion. I input those in the new designs, and I chose to go with something just to put our name out there, but something that I also like. I was researching Louis Vuitton's inspirations. There was someone who stuck out. It was, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right. Issei Miyake. Isai Miyake. Something like that. If I'm pronouncing his name wrong, I do apologize. But I looked at him and his motivation was he wanted people to that if people don't the first thing people see on clothes is the design, and if that's not it, that means the designer didn't do well or do a good job with designing. I wanted people to know that they aren't alone. That was the whole concept of something small. I will get into it later, but there is something that I want people. That's what my inspiration was behind all my designs. I want people to know that they aren't alone, especially with their faith, because there's a lot that's happened on my spiritual journey that I wish I either told people or that I could open up to about. And there are a lot of people, whether it's faith or in their own life, that they do that people struggle with. That they are you can't really talk about or you won't really speak about. I am a victim to that. Not even victim to that. I also do that a lot. I won't lie, especially if I'm going through something spiritually. I'm not. I don't easily open up or tell people, and you do feel alone a lot when you're going through seasons in your life. So I wanted people to, when they wear the clothes and see other people wearing the brand, they know that they aren't alone. That everyone has their own things that they go through. Some are harder than other things. Chapter 8, verse 18. The pain you go through can't compare to the joy that's coming. It's a verse that really helps me when I'm down. It helps you remember that during the painful times or during the lonely down times that it's preparation for a new season or a blessing for you not to misuse it or to. Verse found me in a really bad time in my life. not really mad, but like I was just going through a lot. That was, oh, dog, this is so open. Oh, this is like, opening up like this. Behind the storm, yeah. There's beauty behind the storm. There's calm behind the storm. I won't lie and say it's easy. I really do struggle when I'm going through something to tell yourself that, yeah, oh, it's all gonna be good. When it's hard to see it at the moment. I can't lie. During that moment, it's hard for you to be like, yeah, something good's coming when life hits me first pieces. That was hard for me to learn because I won't lie. Most of this I learned from the Good Stud. I still watch their channel now, and they've really helped me. They helped me see that there are a lot of gaps that I didn't know. There's a lot for me to learn from them. Late that you don't really have to purchase everything that you go and try on. So I was like, yo, let me just take advantage of that. So I'm like, so I went to a few shops and I went the pieces that I want to create. I went and I tried on mostly to feel the material and me to understand the materials more, designs, embroidery. Because at first I honestly didn't know. I was just gonna message and be like, I want this Pinterest design on cotton. I knew nothing about material composition. I knew nothing about the printing. I knew nothing about embroidery. A lot that I had to learn on the way that I'm still learning now. The manufacturing is actually kind of hard because at first I what to say. I thought you just send them the picture and be like, "This is what you want." So the good steward actually did help me with conversation with manufacturers. They just gave us a blueprint in a way. Obviously, you're not gonna copy word for word. Hey, I want this, but just give you a blueprint of what to ask and the conversation to have with them, and also for you also to build a relationship with the manufacturer because at the end of the day, they are gonna manufacture what you give them to design. Humbled quick. I was humbled quick. Just trying to relive other people's story. As I was watching 15, I was refreshing YouTube videos like 10 times. I'd spend my whole day watching YouTube videos and I was like, okay, I want to do it like them. I want to do it like them. I want to do it like them. So I was just trying to rewrite their story. It's one of the things that slept upon. Because you watch these videos and everyone's like crying 24/7, all of that. But sometimes it's good to like just take a step back and rest. I'm still struggling with that, I won't lie. I'm still trying to work around resting. Yeah, in one of the shorts, I won't go deep into the story, but one of the shorts, I explained how much I love basketball. And basketball was genuinely my whole life. Like all I was doing, if I wasn't playing basketball, I was watching basketball. If I wasn't watching, that's all I was talking about. That's my whole life. I was waking up every day. Okay, not every day, I would lie. Days I'm up early, I'm playing, or if I'm injured, I'm up, I'm watching videos. I was watching a lot of basketball videos. There was a lot of old school Kobe. It was before he started like emphasizing the rest and how he regretted not getting to know his teammates. I was watching the old school Kobe, and I was also watching that crazy content basically. So I didn't know how to rest until I got this crazy injury where I didn't play for like a month, close to 2 months, and that was probably the best. I was forced to rest. Let's say that. Even there, I was still watching videos until I learned that it was actually okay to slow down and take a break. Yeah, I'm still speaking to manufacturers now, trying to confirm a few things. My first time doing all of this, so it's still new to me. I'm still learning. I'm still kind of adjusting. This is the first proper time. The first few times I was just doing it for the sake of doing it, so there was no love for it. Until now, it's like I'm genuinely trying to learn. I'm trying to adapt. I'm trying to grow in the space. I honestly don't know how people do this. Like when people walk past and see the camera or people stare, oh. So I'm a shy, quiet person. Even doing this is hard. This is actually really, really hard. I'm really nervous. So it's something I did for my alpha group at church. I didn't tell them. So now I guess, but what I want to do is when I want to ship out packages, it's not easy for people to open up. So the best way I can help, or the best way I see I can help, it's just when you buy, it's just for you to write something small that you're going through, to share a Bible verse and a small message, because I know when I was going through a lot, it's something I needed, or it's something at first I didn't think I needed it till now, where there's a lot that happened. That's what I want to do. That's why I don't have a Shopify website yet. Maybe there's a way to do that on Shopify. I don't know. Maybe I'm still gonna learn it. I may not have the answer to it, like, but I just want to try help, and that's the best way that I feel I can help. This brand is it's personal, like really, really personal. I wanted to show everyone perfection when the whole time there's a lot going on behind the scenes. There still is a lot that I'm still trying to deal with. And I did it for my alpha group. It just kind of just gave me the idea that yo, people are supporting you. I mean, whether people support or not, you're still gonna keep going. But people are supporting you by buying it, so you might as well also, not even might as well, just for me to say thank you and support back. A way of sharing my story in a way. I don't know. It's hard for me to open up about things or for me to speak about things. So also understand that it's okay. It's okay. Going through when you go through things, it's okay not to have everything figured out. Let me say it like that. That's where my faith came in. I disappeared for not even disappeared. I just deleted all my socials for like 2 3 months. I wouldn't have. Yeah, I just needed that time to just build my relationship, build my faith, also build as a person. I'm not saying now that like there are some things I still struggle with that I'm working on. My best friend and I were always inspired by the grades, and we always wanted to be greats in our fields. For him, it was boxing. For me, it was basketball, and that's all we ever spoke about, really. Even though we would have our own conversations, we'd mostly speak about like achieving a level of greatness. And I think that's why I went with rise to greatness. At first, it was rise. Just blessed with the idea of start the brand and just to watch it grow. Obviously, I won't say any future plans because it's hard to open up, especially if you're going through something. For you to pick up a camera and to show that hey, no one is perfect. We all have our own battles that we face, our own storms that we have to go through. So the brand is just my way of telling the story, of telling my story, sharing my journey, and just the best way to try and help. Just to share a little bit about my journey. I won't lie and say I lived a perfect life. There are things that I did. There were places I went to I wasn't supposed to go to, and I did live a worldly life. I won't lie and say I've never done those things. Yeah, and I won't lie and be like I was young. It doesn't really excuse it. So once I did take the time to reflect on my life and what I want for my life and what I want to do in my life in the future, I did need to take a step back. So I think that was the biggest, one of the few things I was scared to record because I'm like, people are gonna say, "Oh, you're doing this and that, all of that," and I wouldn't. If it's something I do, I'm not gonna lie and be like, "I've never done that before." Yes, I did those things. I can't change what I've done in the past. I can't change the things I said. There's a lot that I can't change. And at the end of the day, when we do die, I have to be accountable for. Going back to church really did help me grow. That was the first step, actually. Was me going back to church. I don't remember the verse exactly, but I know it's in Luke. It was actually supposed to be one of the short reels, but I didn't get B-roll for it. I know it's somewhere in Luke. I'll probably find it actually, but it's somewhere in Luke about. I think it's also in Matthew about judging. This is paraphrasing. I don't know it exactly. About judging the speck in your brother's eye when you have the log in your eye. Oh, even I was a victim of this. I won't lie. Where I knew people were trying to change their life and show how they were growing. And I was like, hey, remember you used to do those things, or remember you did those things, and
now that I've tried, that I've grown, and I'm trying to change my life, people are gonna say it, and I can't be like, why are you guys doing this and that when I did the exact same thing? We just live in a world where it's easier to remind people of their past mistakes, or the things they did in the past, rather than celebrating their growth. Okay, okay, I'm not gonna justify everything before people are like, hey, you're saying this and that. Yeah, I'm not justifying everything, but it takes a lot to admit that you did live a life that you regret. It's hard to admit that you made mistakes and that you're imperfect, and that was the hardest thing I had to do. It was hard. I know I say one of the short reels, but growth is hard, or admitting that, admitting that, oh, flip my eye. It's not nerve wracking. It's just this is the first time I've had to open up like this. Usually I journal or I pray about it, but opening up to the camera, this is definitely a first. Those are the biggest reasons why I didn't record. Because I was worried what people are gonna say. That change is hard. For me, leaving that life I used to live, it still is hard now.